I'm gonna speak on this whole like case that's been like pushed under the rug, and like the rug's been pulled over, and then the tape's been put over our eyes, and the earplugs been put in our ears, and they expected us to just completely, yeah. Anyways, to the U.S. government, let me just say this. Here's the reason no one believes you. As someone with a analytical mind, I'm speaking from the way that I have observed this case, the way that I have observed anybody that speaks on this case, anybody that broke any of the information in the beginning versus now, from the beginning to now. And I'm going to tell you exactly how you did what you did the wrong way. Okay? Why we don't believe that it's just a shh, don't say nothing else about it. Just deflect, avoid, and ostracize the crowd when they ask questions. You're still talking about that guy? Yeah, we are. Absolutely. You're damn straight, because none of it makes sense. And we know from experience that when you want someone to go away, what do? You make them go away. And anybody that's in power, they have a way. They have a way. So when you come out and you say that you have all of these files sitting on your desk to review, it's all sitting on my desk right now, and then they ask you, did you see anything yet that made you just say, wow? No, not yet. Nothing? Nothing made you go, that's kind of fucked up. That tells me that you have either A, reviewed nothing, B, you're used to a whole lot worse, or C, it's an all-out lie. Right? It's an all-out lie. It's an all-out fucking avoidance tactic. Tell them what they want to hear with as little information as possible, without giving yourself any responsibility to the stuff itself, without actually putting yourself in the line of fire in the future. You deflect and you try to avoid every opportunity for accountability, right? So whenever we gave you that opportunity for accountability and you were like, Trump steps in front of you and says, can I say something for a second, if you don't mind? And she's like, sure. Like, that wasn't planned. Like, you guys knew they were going to ask questions. You guys knew the media was going to be like, yeah, something's up. Especially when you guys are all like, shh. The first thing that you did wrong was in that interview, when they said, have you seen anything? Blah, blah, blah. No, not yet. I would have responded with, in my time frame and my career, I've seen a lot of things that are disturbing. So a lot of this is very disturbing, but nothing about this case has made me say wow yet, because it's all of it's wow, right? You could have went around it that way and said something along those lines, and we would have actually fucking believed you, that you were actually looking into the case and the files. And then as soon as you come around to the conclusion, like as soon as you get to the point of where you're supposed to be releasing more, not only did you bring out those special binders and give them to everybody like it was actually going to happen, and then your psychological tell whenever they were like, are they going to really release all these files, you went like this at first, and then decided to realize you caught yourself and was like, blah, 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 right? You realized that you were doing this head nod motion, and that psychological tell people can analyze. The fact that you're like, it's all child, and it's never going to see the light of day. It's never going to see the light of day. Maybe had you come out and actually said that it was actually downloads, maybe had you come out and said, new conclusion in Epstein case, blah, 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 footage was da-da-da-da-da only. Not his actual victims. But we know that's a lie, because the Diddy stuff was never released and never even spoken about. Because, why? They put a big, shh, don't talk about it. All the outlets were made. You've been put on notice. We are to divert attention from this topic, and we are not allowed to discuss it. Because guess what? It tells me that there's more going on. It tells me there's intelligence. It tells me that there's people pulling the strings, because not a single news outlet picked up anything about the Diddy case after that, about the footage and the blackmail tapes and all of that stuff that all of the intelligence committees put together with, I don't know, all the evidence they found in first the Epstein case, second the Diddy case. Not a single news outlet covered it. You know why? Because they're all on the payroll. And if you talk about it, you'll be blacklisted from the market. And guess what? Nobody wants to lose out on that money. That's a big money train. So if you had come out instead of saying it's all downloaded, blah, 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 by that disgusting man, Jeffrey Epstein, if you had come out and said, new conclusion in Jeffrey Epstein case is files were downloads, not actual footage that he took himself, then maybe we would have believed you. But instead, you diverted attention from it, you redirected when everybody tried to ask any questions about it, and then third, you literally acted as if we would believe that it was actual downloads. Well, of course they're going to be downloads, because they're going to be downloads from a file, but they're not downloads from the internet. And why are you not seeking the downloaded files? Why are you not seeking their original maker? Why are you not out doing the intelligence work that is necessary to find where those IP addresses came from, where the people that were harming them live? All of that stuff is a reality that you need to be investigating, not just trying to divert media attention from all the stuff that's happening. Every time it's discussed, you guys are like, oh, we created 3 storms and they still are on us. They're never gonna forget it. They're never gonna just let it rest. No, we're not gonna let it rest, because where there's fish, there's usually an ocean, or at least some fresh water. And clearly, he's a big whale. Epstein was a whale. And we used to have a saying back in the day when I worked in the clubs. Say, I hope you get you a whale tonight, baby. And guess what? Pam Bondi, you got you a whale. And you are on the fucking hook now. You're on the hook. Because you put yourself out there, and then instead of coming out with information saying, prior to this question, instead of like addressing a new media headline and putting it in the tabloids, and then having people digest that, and giving us little breadcrumbs to digest along the way so that you could end at the conclusion of, which y'all are very bad at this, by the way, I might add. If you're trying to like paint the narrative and spin the agenda, you need to leave breadcrumbs. You need to lead people there instead of just all out like drop your, like a bird. Here's the food, eat it. Nobody's gonna fucking believe you. No one's gonna digest that. No one's brain can wrap their mind around. They can't, because you fucking hit all over the place instead of just leading us in a straight line to it. People have a lot more wits than you let them or allow them to have if you just breadcrumb it. But you just chewed it all up, spit it out, and was like, here, digest this. Everybody's like, that don't make sense. And then they're going to pick you apart like little birds and push your ass out the nest. Because Pam Bondi, clearly you wasn't made for this job. Clearly you was not made for this job. And Trump, you knew so. Because that's why you always try to cover for. We ain't buying your bullshit. And we sure as fuck ain't going to eat what you spit out for us.